Madonna, tell me, what was it like growing up in a large family in Detroit and then all of a sudden winding up in New York City?
Well, actually, it's good preparation because when you have a big family, you automatically feel competitive. So that's I think that's a good sort of attitude to have when you get to New York. And my brother, come here, brother. This is my brother Christopher. He's also part of my big family, and he dances with me. And he was inspired and came to New York after I was here.
I got a chance to step back and see the whole story of the adventure that I'd been on for 20 years with my sister, for 47 years as a family, and saw a great story. And that's what inspired the book. It's, you know, some people consider it a betrayal of some kind. I consider it my memoirs. I can't tell my story without telling hers, and, you know, because our lives are completely intertwined. It's also, you know, the story of a brother and a sister, and a father and a son, and a family caught up in all that fame. And you know, she hasn't been very kind to my parents, to my brothers and sisters on many occasions, and I wanted to correct that. I wanted to remind her of that in some way. Guy Ritchie, I was kind of in the way, and the best way to deal with me was to get me out, and it worked, and I was ready to go anyway.
He's grown up with one of the most famous women in the world, so why has Christopher Ciccone, brother to Madonna, put pen to paper and revealed intimate details of their past? Well, we may never know for sure, but Christopher certainly doesn't see it as a betrayal of family trust, as he told GMTV this morning.
No matter how you look at it, it's about me and my perspective on the whole thing.
So you don't feel
I don't consider it a betrayal at all, you know.
But how has Madonna herself taken the news that her brothers sold their story?
We haven't spoken. I did send her an email about a week before the book came out. She was very upset and expressing that to my father, not to me. But, and I did send her an email saying, well, basically I said, you know, I love you and I would never do anything intentionally to hurt you. I feel like there's more causing pain in her life besides me.
One thing's for sure, this is definitely a forthright account of Madonna, and Christopher doesn't hold back when it comes to discussing his sister's marriage either.
Being married to her can't possibly be easy. I know what it's like living with her and growing up with her. It has to be a little difficult.
Do you think it would be hard to be married to Madonna?
Next to impossible. I wouldn't do it.
Her life changed because she became a star. Your life changed too. Yeah. You also became kind of a celebrity.
By association, yes.
Yeah? Did you like that?
Sure, there were great things about it. I mean, you know, got to go to these great parties and meet famous people and fly on private planes and stay in really great houses and nice hotels. And, you know, when we toured, we didn't stay at the Holiday Inn.
But you are complaining in the book about the fact that you didn't get the hotel suites, but she put you in ordinary rooms just like everybody.
By the time the girly show came around, it was time for, you know, for me to have something that I thought reflected my position. And, you know, I don't think it was a complaint. It was a request. You know.
And how did she react to that?
Not well.
What did she say?
She yelled and screamed that she had given me enough, but in the end I got what I wanted. So I think she just wanted to yell and scream for a little bit. And, I don't know that she changed. She just became more of what she was. It just became more extreme. I'd never experienced someone so insecure, you know, that she had to wear a T-shirt with his name on it. You know what I mean? It just didn't make any sense to me.
You were at the marriage. You were invited.
I was blackmailed.
Yeah, because otherwise you
I wouldn't have gone.
No, but she wouldn't pay you?
She would only pay me if I went to the wedding.
For your interior designing?
No, yes, for a job that I just finished for her. So
it's really blackmail.
It was blackmail.
And you did go.
I wanted to get paid.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh my God! It was a terrible experience.
It was pretty horrible. I mean, that was my life. There was nowhere else to go, even if I wanted to leave.
Yeah.
I mean, our lives were completely wrapped up. I mean, I was wrapped up in her life. Let me put it that way. She wasn't so much wrapped up in mine.
Yeah.
And I suppose it was a bit like a drug, you know, that it's hard to kick.
You were addicted to Madonna.
Probably.
Ugh.
You know? Well,
Doesn't sound very healthy.
It doesn't. And in the end, one has to kick the habit, and I did.
I can imagine that Madonna, your sister, isn't really thrilled about it because...
Frankly, I don't care. I honestly don't care.
Why not?
Because it's not... I didn't write this for her. I wrote it for me.
Interested? I've met your sister too,
Right.
3 years ago. I didn't really like her, actually. No, really, I really had...
I wonder why I wrote the book.
Yeah, because she was such a cold person. I tried to
can't be
interview her. But...
Well, she's, you know, there's a lot of walls up.
For millions of parents and younger children, dealing with a bossy older sister can be a real challenge. Joining me now in studio, an expert on bossy older sisters, Christopher Ciccone. Christopher, thanks so much for joining me.
My pleasure to be here.
And you, of course, grew up with a very bossy older sister named...
Named Madonna.
That's right. And it got so bad that you've actually written a book about dealing with bossy older sisters.
That is, yep, that's a good guide for dealing with bossy older sisters.
So let's go back now a little bit and talk about how the bossiness manifested itself. As a child, what are your memories with your older sister Madonna?
One distinct memory is when we were playing Monopoly. And she always had to have Park Place. And if she didn't get Park Place, she'd get up and take the bank with her and leave the room. And, you know, so that's how the games usually ended. I used to have Lincoln logs. I remember painfully building a little log cabin one afternoon and her just casually walking by and kicking it over.